Well, guys, this was a great team win. We knew this was going to be a really tough game against a very good team and a very difficult place to play. And, the thing I'm probably most proud of with our players is when we lost the momentum of the game in the second quarter, when we kind of dominated the first quarter, and, they hit the punt return, and, we didn't have a lot of fire in our eyes at halftime, and players really responded well in the second half to go out there and compete. We had a lot of guys play a lot of plays. Hot, they got tired, they got their second wind, they kept competing and kept playing, and I think our offense did a fantastic job. The plan coming in here was, we're going to try to run the ball and, keep the ball away from them as much as we could. Derrick Henry had a fabulous game. Offensive line did an outstanding job. Defense, we made some mistakes and gave up some plays, but I think the 4 interceptions were huge in the game. 3 scores on defense is, unprecedented probably in some kind of record, and Minka having 2 is fantastic for a freshman. Our specialists did a nice job for us today. I thought J.K. did a good job. We just didn't do a very good job of covering the 1 punt return, but other than that, I know we got a lot of things we can fix. We got a lot of things we can do better, but you gotta hand it to this team. This is the second team ranked in the top 10 we beat on the road in some really tough places to play. So I think you got to respect the competitive character of this team, and my hat's off to them. They did a fantastic job today. Coaches did a great job too. Really good job of preparing them.
Coach, we'll start right here with Aaron.
You mentioned the 4 interceptions. How much do you think your front 7 contributed to that, and how much was it just your guys on the back end making plays?
Well, I think that the front 7 contributed a lot. I think we did a good job of affecting the quarterback, making him uncomfortable, pushing the pocket. They ran on us a couple times, made some first downs. Both those guys are good athletes that played out there, but I think the push in the pocket made it tough for the guy to make accurate throws, and I think our guys were in good position and made plays. And great job of, we work on taking the ball down the numbers, and everybody runs to the numbers and gets a block, and that's how you get long run backs, and the entire team did a very good job.
Coach, right over here on your right.
Coach, could you update us on Ryan Kelly's status, and also talk about a little bit more about Derrick Henry's status?
Derrick Henry, what can you say? The guy had, 247 yards or something, and but you got to say a lot about the offensive line. They did a good job of creating some good holes, and Derrick certainly took advantage of it. I just think we have to get more players that are productive on a consistent basis. Derrick's a real workhorse for us and did a good job in 4 minutes at the end of the game to get a first down, so they didn't get the ball back. But I don't know what else you can say about the guy's performance. He's a workhorse. He's tough. He does a great job instinctively running the plays the way he's supposed to, and guy just had a great game.
And Ryan Kelly. Yeah, Ryan Kelly.
Ryan was a little woozy in the first half. We just decided to hold him out in the second half. I think he'll be okay.
Go here to Ken.
Well, as many great drives as you guys had, how important was the field goal drive early, midway through the third quarter, just to put some?
Well, when the score got 28-20, it was big to make it a 2-score game, and we'd like to finish those drives, but Griff did a pretty good job for us making some field goals today, and I think that was big. I think you got to take points when you can get them, and try to make the multiples difficult for a team that can score as quickly as these guys can. They can make some explosive plays. They really got some really good receivers. They got a really good scheme. They did some things differently today in terms of the patterns. We do a lot of pattern matching, so kind of blows our guys' mind when the other team does something that's completely out of sorts. And they had some today that were tough to match, and we messed up a couple others, but our guys will learn a lot from it.
And on that drive, I'm sorry, 4th and 2 at the 26. Was that a busted play or a called play? It looked
No,
like
that's a play. You never seen that play before? It's called the flip play.
Yeah.
You put everybody in the box, and you act like you're going to run a power, flip the ball out to the guy, and he outruns everybody. It's a good play. worked good. It's a risky play. I mean, if somebody comes off the edge, you get tackled for the loss, and then, you know, people like you ask me, well, what kind of play was that?
Looked like you're trying to call a timeout there, Alex.
Well, the shot clock was down to 1. I'm glad we didn't.
Coach, right back here with Dennis.
Yeah, we really kind of messed up, you know, on the field goal that, you know, put us out of field goal range, you know, earlier in the game. You know, by not calling timeout. Cam lined up on the wrong side. We had to get him on the other side. By the time he got set, you know, Cooper's supposed to be watching the shot clock, but, you know, I'm also watching it, and I thought we could get it off, and we didn't.
Okay, right back here with Dennis.
Nick, today's a halfway point. Would you assess where you guys are now and how you've played up to this point?
Well, you know, we haven't always played pretty as a team, but we compete well in games. We play with a lot of toughness. Defense has played pretty well for the most part. You know, the quarterback has played better and better and better, and I think our offensive line is getting better and better, so we have a little more balance in what we're doing. I think we're going to have to continue to improve if we're going to be the kind of team that we're capable of being. I don't think we've played our best yet, and that's something that, you know, we want to continue to focus on, continue to work on, and try to make some improvements.
Michael, over here on your left.
You said at the halftime, you said there was maybe a little fire, lack of fire in your eyes. What's the message at that point?
Get some fire in your ass. What do you think it is? No, I just asked the players, I said, you know, how bad do you want to do this? I think everybody needs to just think about it for a second. And how important is this to you? How bad do you want to do it? And what are you willing to do to go out there in the second half and make it happen? Because we're capable of winning this game. We're capable of getting the momentum of the game back. All right, but it's going to come with guys keeping their poise and executing and doing their job. And I thought the players responded really well. And I think, you know, the big thing is we got tired. We got tired on defense in the second quarter. And but we played a lot of players, and they all responded and played well.
So Mark, in the back, left.
Where J.C. Hoffman out, what do you see from the offense with him in there? And what was the decision to play him instead of Bradley?
Well, you know, JC's been the backup center, and Bradley's been playing guard. You know, we kind of go back and forth on that one, but JC has been playing backup center. Hard for me to tell you how well he played. You know, I'm not an O-line guy. You know, I'm like the wide receivers and the defensive backs, and, you know, where there's a little more action. But so I can't tell you how he played, but we were able to run the ball effectively. So he must have played pretty well, because if you can't block him in the middle, you can't run the ball effectively. And I know there was a couple, you know, penalties that we got when he first went in the game that I think, you know, is a rhythm thing. You know, when you're going silent and the guy lifts his leg up or whatever you're going silent on, you know, everybody kind of gets a rhythm when the center snaps the ball. And, you know, it was a little bit different, and we jumped a couple times. But, you know, we played through it, played the next play. I think that was the message today was, you know, you got to play one play at a time. You got to have poise and focus to play the next play. No matter what happened on the last play, because these guys are going to make some plays, we're going to play the next play. And you're going to put your whole focus on that play, and we're going to do it for 60 minutes in the game. And I think our players did a good job of that because there was a lot of adversity to overcome out there today, and they did a good job of handling it.
Two more. We'll start with the CW right here. Three more, actually.
Coach, what did you see from Cyrus and Damien on returns today?
Cyrus and
Damien on returns.
you talking about Cyrus Jones? Cyrus did a good job. Of course, you know, we fumbled the ball and won, which gave them good field position. You know, Damien has to do a better job of taking command. He's the call guy. He has to call it. He can't let the ball hit the ground. Another one hit the ground, and he should have let it go in the end zone, and he touched it, and we got bad field position. But, you know, Kenyon Drake had a thigh bruise, and, you know, Damien's a guy that we're getting experience in that role. We have to get more players to do more things, and they're capable of doing them. And there's young players out there, and it's going to have to learn. And the only way they're going to learn is go out there and do it. So we'll get them better.
Two more now. Adam and then John.
Nick, your secondary, what do you learn about them in this environment today?
Well, you know, we made some mistakes, and they made some plays, but I think that we were sort of prepared for the fact that they were going to make some plays, and you know, when they spread you out like they do, and they have really good skill guys, you know, they're going to make some plays. I think the defensive backs overall did a good job. I thought we started reeling a little bit in the second quarter. We were late getting lined up. We weren't focused on what we were supposed to do. We got blocked. We didn't have the right leverage on people. We busted a couple things, but first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, I thought we did a really, really good job, and we got our second win. So, but, you know, those guys have been playing pretty well back there for about 3 weeks in a row now. So, and I know they had some yards today. When you throw it that much, you know, that's what happens.
Last one, John.
When Ryan went out, was there a conversation or feeling that to use Derek in a different way, whether sending him outside or otherwise, or was there just confidence?
No, we have to run what the game plan is. You know, we had a game plan to get him outside. We had a game plan to get him inside. We have confidence in our players, and we have confidence in JC, and so we're going to do what we do.
Good. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.